There are two robotic stocks that I have found that are both under $10 in share price and under $1 billion in market cap. Now, Jensen Huang said on May 18th of 2025 that robotics is a multi-trillion-dollar sector in the making. Now, obviously that means that with a small market cap of less than $1 billion for both of these stocks, we could obviously see a lot of upside potential, even possibly taking them north of 200 to $500 billion in the near future. Now, by no means am I saying that these two stocks under $1 billion are going to be 500 billion or $1 trillion companies in the future. What I am saying is that the sector as a whole is going to be worth so much that is going to naturally drive up the price and the market cap of these two small stocks that we'll talk about today. And with Jensen Huang talking about how robotics is next up, he did actually mention SERV and RR specifically, which will be the two stocks that we are breaking down in today's video. Now, I have started a new position in both of these stocks, both RR and SERV, so I'll be breaking down my position in full for you guys. But we are first going to start by taking a look at both of these stocks on the chart, first projecting out where we could see share price reach by 2027, 2028, and even 2030. Now, with market cap so low like we have seen with these two stocks, under $1 billion, once volume is to come into these stocks, we could see them absolutely explode. These are the type of stocks where you could see a 50% gain within a week and over 100% gains within a month. So these price projections are going to be a bit ambitious. So obviously understand the risk, but I also do think that these stocks are going to have an insane amount of upside. So let's go ahead and jump into this video and check out SERV and RR. Now, before I get into it, make sure you guys do like and subscribe as always, and click the first link in our bio down below to join up on our free Discord. Also, make sure you guys stay until the end of the video because I will be giving you guys a brand new setup tour of my complete trading setup. I made a crazy amount of profits last week with our premium members over there in that Discord, so make sure you guys are definitely checking that out. But we also are going to be talking about my trading setup because it is absolutely primed. So let's stop yapping and get right into this video. Now, taking a look at SERV Robotics here on the chart, we're currently sitting at $10.01. We had a low of around $4.66 back in April and a high of around $24.35 back in around December of last year. Now, taking a look here, we can obviously identify that this massive gap up here is going to be one of our main targets. That is the first thing that I am looking at here. But coming into this golden zone, obviously we are wedging down or flagging down into this golden zone, and this golden zone is also retesting our 200 EMA. Now, from this area, I do expect a hefty price increase all the way back up to our targets of around 161% increase back to those prior highs of around $24.35. But our first target is going to be up 100% at $18.67, which is actually the retest of our fourth wave, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I expect that price target to be hit, and inevitably I expect this gap fill to be hit at 119% profit from where we are today. Now, zooming out here, as we said, this 161% price target up to around $25 is our third wave target. Back down for our fourth wave move down to around $20, and then from there pressing up for our fifth wave target up around 306% to $37.87. Now, like we talked about, I have price projections out for 2027, 2028, and 2030. Now, I expect all these price projections to be hit before then, but I want to be safe here. Now, I expect this third wave target to come honestly by the end of next year, but let's say 2027. From there, I expect our fourth wave completion move to take most of 2028, and I expect to start to press up out of that at the end of 2028. And by 2030, I do expect to be much higher than this $37 price target, but for now, we'll be conservative and we'll say 306% up to our fifth wave target of around $37.87. Now, this is a very beautiful chart. Obviously, we have the cup and handle. Obviously, we have this beautiful gap to target. And obviously, we have a bullish catalyst behind us with Jensen Huang talking about how bullish robotics as a sector is going to get. Now, this is all I have for SERV. I do want to give you guys one little key bit of information. Now, you guys know I love to utilize AI within my trading game, so here I am asking what SERV share price would be at $25, $50, and $100 billion. You guys can see here at $25 billion, SERV would be valued at $140 a share. At $50 billion, it would be about $300 a share. And at $100 billion in market cap, SERV would be at $555 a share. Now, this is absolutely insane. Now, you guys can see I have now asked what the percentage increase for these targets would be. And for that $25 billion market cap at $140 in share price, we're up 1,300%. Now up 2,600% for our $50 billion market cap and up over 5,400% for our $1 billion market cap target. Now, this is absolutely insane, but let's go ahead and jump over to RR because it might be getting even crazier. Now, taking a look at Richtech Robotics, you guys can see that this first impulse wave up was from NVIDIA's investment within the company. Now, since then, they have now dropped back down a little bit and they're consolidating around the levels that they need to, and this looks very bullish. Now, I do want to highlight that I can see them dropping back down to around $1.53 before moving higher, but I will be a massive buyer at this level, and I do hope that share price does dip down once more so that we can get even more shares. But if this is to be the move that we are expecting, as you guys can see, they are now breaking out of this wedge right here. We can expect a move up 112% for our TP1 at $4.42 and TP2 up to $6.28, which would be up around 199% to around 201%. Now, scrolling out here, we also have a target up to $8.05, up around 286%. Now, I am going to show you guys projections as well for this company up to 25, 50, and $100 billion, but those projections are absolutely insane. So for now, let's focus on this, targeting around 112, 200, and 286% up to our highs. Like I said, I have around 500 shares of this company, which we'll take a look at in a minute. And I'm already up around 5% right now as price is pressing up to around $2.50 right now. But like I said, we are expecting a large move higher. I expect $4.42 by the end of this year. I expect 200% gains up to our TP2 at $6.28 by the end of 2027. Like I said, I expect this by the end of 2026, but I do want to be very clear that this stuff can take a while to play out. So for now, we'll sit on the conservative side before I show you guys these insane targets. We have now factored in RR into this equation, also factoring in the possibility of a $10 billion market cap. Now, taking a look at $10 billion in market cap for RR, that would put us at $500 in share price. Absolutely insane, up 21,000% for our first main target. Also, we have $25 billion in market cap, up to around a $1,300 share price, up 52,000%. Guys, this is absolutely insane. Obviously, I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I just want to put this in a picture for you guys, just showing that if robotics is going to be the next big play, if this is a play like AI, I seriously think that a company like RR can easily reach $10 billion in market cap. Now, $25 billion up is going to be a stretch, but I think $10 billion is very possible by something like 2030 to 2032. Now, taking a look at $25 billion in market cap, that's $1,300 in share price. Crazy. To 52,000% gain. $50 billion in market cap is a $2,600 share price, up 104,000%. This is insane. And $100 billion in market cap is at $5,000 in share price, up 208,000%. Now, I do want to highlight this little thing that ChatGPT gave me right here. You guys can see SERV is a more realistic long-term growth curve with established revenue and partnerships. RR is a lottery ticket style moonshot that could possibly have insane upside, but also is, of course, high risk. Now, I do agree with this 100%. Both of these companies do have a lot of risk, and I'm trying to highlight that for you guys now. But I do think that with high risk can also come these high rewards. So if we are able to play this right, have good risk to reward, and we can also play this up as far as it will go, I do think that there is an insane amount of profit, which you guys have seen, left on the table for both of these companies. And I seriously do think that $10 billion is not a stretch for either one of these companies, in my opinion. Now, with our targets for SERV, that does almost take it up to a $10 billion market cap. So we could see that very soon, possibly before 2030. And then for Richtech Robotics, I think if we are to see a $10 billion market cap, that comes by around 2030 to 2032. But once again, guys, this is obviously speculative projections. I do not think that anything like this is going to happen today or tomorrow, but I do think that if robotics is going to be the next big play, something like AI or something like the .com, I do think that this is 100% a possibility. And at bare minimum, guys, it is some fun to take a look at this kind of stuff, and it is fun to project out like this. So at bare minimum, I do want to have a little bit of fun with you guys, and that is what we're doing right here. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at both of these companies and my holdings within them. So taking a look at SERV, once again, we're at around $9.96, now dipping down a little bit, but still up around 3% on the day. Now, taking a look here, I am down around 1% in total, or around $10. Nothing crazy. But I do have around 150 shares at an average price of around $10.03, and my market value is around $1,500. So this is looking really great as a position in general, but I do expect this to play out, obviously, for the profitability side, and I expect to see well over 100% gains within this position. Also taking a look at RR here, now up 18.18% on the day, up to around $2.47, was up to around $2.52. But you guys can see I'm already looking pretty good on this position. I have 500 shares for a market value of around $1,200, average price around $2.34. We're already up around $65 or around 5.5% so far. So this is looking really great. Once again, I expect this position to be well over 100% in profitable gains by the end of this year. And forecasting out, we could even possibly see 4,000% gains all the way up to $2,500 in share price. But either way, it's fun to look at this kind of stuff. I think that this is a great company, and I do think that SERV is as well. I think while both of these companies don't have the best financials yet, forecasting for it, I do think that they will, start to come in with more revenue, more profitability, etc. But this is really all I have for my holdings within these companies, so let's go ahead and wrap up this video. Now, as we do wrap up this video, if you guys do remember, I did tell you I would show you my brand new trading setup that we have bought with profits from last week. We had some amazing trades and we netted a profit of over $2,750 last week. And with that profit, I went ahead and bought me a brand new trading setup. So I'm going to go ahead and grab y'all real quick. Let's go ahead and check this out. So taking a look here, you guys can see we have two monitors. One, normally we have our chart pulled up over here. And then on this monitor, we normally have half Discord, half another chart. But obviously I'm editing stuff right now, so ignore that. Also, we have our macro down here, but the big kicker is this Mac right here. We went ahead and copied this Mac with some profits that we made last week. Looking absolutely amazing. I love this thing so far. Also, guys, I do have a question. I need to know what to put up here above my monitors. I'm looking for something to put right there, and I'm also looking for something to put in the background of our videos right here. So let me know down below what that could possibly be. But we are looking absolutely dialed right here. You guys know I love to optimize my stuff, and we have gone ahead and done so. If I show you guys right here, we have this nice little switch that turns on and off this light right here. We also have a nice little switch down there that turns off this purple light over there. So we are optimized to the max right here. You guys can also see that I removed the old desk that was sitting right there, and now we have my beautiful, comfy little bed right there. So once again, make sure you guys let me know what should I put up there and what I should put over there. But we also do have a fun little thing to show you, as I do also have a nice little putting green over here. So lining up the hole right behind you guys right here, taking a look. Bang. Alright guys, well that is going to go ahead and wrap it up for me. Once again, we talked about SERV and RR and about how their uncapped market within robotics could possibly see them see amazing upsides, even north of something like 208,000%. Of course, once again, that is a little unrealistic, but we like to have some fun over here. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys enjoyed this video and what you guys want to see next. Once again, check out that Discord, and I will see you guys in the next video.